And welcome to part 20 of Yes, Your Grace. I am Devman. Thank you for joining me. We've been going at this for a bit now, and I appreciate everyone sticking through it with our 2-day release schedule. Again, thank you, and remember to hit the subscribe button at the top of the channel, hit the bell icon so you can be notified as we go into part 20. Taking a look, we need at least 5 crates of supplies for the upcoming battle, and we have a ton of supplies. So let's bring us up to 6 crates of supplies, so we know we're going to be good for that. We can start using our supplies for other things. Like maybe we'll eventually be able to sell a bunch of our supplies and make a bit of gold so we can reinforce our gate or possibly build a moat. I don't want to take a loan because I have a feeling we're not making a lot of money over the next few weeks unless we stop bringing in our general and witch. But we'll see what happens as we go into part 20. Grievno, week 39. Our army numbers are looking worrying, Your Grace. We need to call in and muster as many villages as possible. Maybe they're just peasants, but as long as they can throw rocks, they will be useful. That's true. Hopefully we can defend the castle successfully. Your Grace, a small family living on the edge of the village has recently lost their child to a fever. Little I could have done, but I helped them bury the poor mite. We prayed for his soul, and I've been blessed the spirits on behalf of you. The parents were grateful for help from the king's men. Happiness. I run a little business, Your Grace. I can exchange you some... Oh my god, you're the perfect timing. You're the perfect timing, man. 25 supplies for 18 golds? Let's do it. Here's the supplies. Alright, that'll be all for now. Not a problem, Your Grace. Did you call for me, Your Grace? Will you join my army in an upcoming battle? Of course, Your Grace. I can't do much, but I can prepare food for your soldiers. You can count on me. Be ready, the battle starts in 11 weeks. So, he can cook food, but he can also fight. Good. I have something to show you regarding our child, dear darling. Visit me in the bedchamber when you can. Course Orlay. Your Grace, I'm inflicted with an itching sickness. My face feels itchy. My legs are itchy. My butt... Well, you get the idea. I can't stand it. However, I have heard that the touch of a king can cure all manners of ailment. So how about it, Your Grace? Will you use your kingly powers on me? Very well. Approach and be healed. Ow! King Eric touches the itchy peasant's face. I think it's working, Your Grace. I shall come back sometime and let you all know how the healing process went. I hope I don't get something. Your Grace, I hope I find you well. Welcome to the castle, Pastor. I come to ask you for a favor. The community has decided that it's time to upgrade our town, Kovalrat. The one man in the market is small, old, and barely understanding. We thought of fixing it up, but the better just to build a new one. We can use the opportunity to do so properly this time. The community has already gathered a large sum of gold to help and supplies to help fund it, but it's not quite enough to cover the labor. We will need to mine the stones and bring them from the mountain. Our mason said he can carve out the pattern in that. If we have a new Kovalrat in the center of the market, that will bring more people around. The community will feel happier and safer. We would need 25 gold. I can send a general. I'm afraid I can't provide the gold, but I can offer the help of my general. He should be able to help you organize the delivery. Oh, thank you, Your Grace. Your help is very much appreciated. Alright, 83 happiness. We gotta be ringing in on all those taxes now. So let's go and talk to the wife, but first, I think there's a way to lift the curse. Do you want to explain, Delia? Your Grace, with your permission, we can perform a ritual that will lift the curse that has been placed upon you. Curse? I thought that was just a humbug. From what I've heard from Queen Aurele, it does sound like you have been hexed. Your poor health, misfortune, no heir.
Indeed. I can help with all these, but I think I can be of most use regarding more important matters here. A rightful heir.
Oh gosh. I didn't want to get into magics and stuff. What is it all about?
The ritual is complicated, and we will need you to be there, Your Grace. We will be asking good spirits to act in our favor. You will need to repeat the incantation after me, and occasionally help.
This ritual doesn't exactly shout safe to me. What is the risk? Is it going to be painful?
It can be, but I will be under the mostly under the spell.
Not entirely here, although my body can show signs of pain.
Indeed. Queen Arle's spirit won't be in her physical body, but she won't feel anything.
Is the heir certain?
There's always a risk in these matters. The ritual need to be performed perfectly in order for it to work. But as long as you can help us, the chances for our boy are very high, certain almost.
I think that's enough. Let's do it. I think we should do it.
For the ritual to happen, we will need to gather several ingredients. The list is long, but I can obtain most of the things myself. The more exotic elements, Your Grace, I will need help with.
What do you require?
We will need to make a brew that will help Queen Orale leave her body. We'll need a special kind of mushroom. It is a distinctive, vibrant blue. It likes to grow in damp places. I'm sure you can find one around the castle. We will also use the herb of grace, or simply rue if you prefer. The strong smell will remind the queen whilst under the spell of where she is and what is happening. It will also drive away evil spirits. You won't get any from any merchant. The smell puts off customers wanting to buy other wares, so you will need to find one yourself. I will mark it on your map where your agents are likely to find it. Tell them look for bluish leaves and yellow flowers. We also need 2 phials of betony oil. It has the effects of easing pain, so this will be a gift for the old spirit. 1 mugwort oil, also known as women's sage. A gift for the spirit of the grown woman, helps with the cramps. Traveling merchants may often have such oils amongst their wares. Most difficult to ask will be the basilisk's egg, and we will need 2.
Basilisks?
Don't be surprised, even monsters want to have heirs, and so they lay eggs. The problem is, people prefer to get rid of these creatures and not keep their young around. Many people walk through your halls. I'm not sure there will be someone strange enough to offer these. The basilisk eggs will serve as gifts to the spirit. One for the young lady and one for the grown lady. We need 2, so hopefully they get the hint. One last thing.
Oh my gosh, what is it?
I would recommend that you find a book, that you find yourself a spell book. I thought you would be the one
casting the spell.
Yes, but the good spirits will want to hear some of these incantations from the Father's mouth. The book is called Performance of Rituals, Curses and Healing by Yurko Zarembe. He's a renowned scholar in the field of alternative medicine. Make sure to read it if a copy falls in your hand.
Very well then. When will we be ready?
Magic is involved, of course, but we are still dealing with more delicate matters here. First, we need to wait for the photos to develop.
Don't worry, Eric. I will be ready before Altano arrives at your gate. I can feel it.
Then it's just up to you to repel the enemies.
This woman is nuts. That's like a whole crap load of stuff we need to get. Does it show up on our map as like different marks or? Hectary. We'll send the general there. Oh, the general's gone, so let's send the witch. Butcher's stench. I have no agents available right now. Maybe I can talk to this guy. He wasn't happy with us when we called him out, but you know, we'll see what happens. 23, we're making 25, 26, 31, 32 gold, and we are paying for a little bit, so I don't really want to build the moat yet because we are going to need a lot of money for that. So
But the thing is, if I take my witch and hunter out for a bit, then that's a little more extra money we can save up. So, like, if I take them out for the week, we can probably reinforce the gate safely. We just won't have them. But if we do, so 98. We could build the moat first then, because the moat's going to be the most expensive thing. But we won't have our witch and our hunter for a bit. So let's do that, because the moat is the big thing. The other one we could probably figure out afterwards. Let's bring the Dragon Slayer here. At your service, your grace. Do you still want to buy the tooth? I thought you might like this. What? First you accuse me of lying, you ally with Frederick, and now you try to sell me your stupid tooth? And fair enough, I'm guilty of the lies. But I thought we were friends. I am really sorry, Moxie. Yeah, sure. Okay, well, we tried. Is this Sidani? Sidani? Is that you? What on earth have you done to your dress? Azalea got a grown-up dress and I wanted one too. Don't worry, Father. I didn't do anything to my favorite blue dress. No, but you've ruined this one. Did you cut it yourself? Where did you even get scissors? Are those feathers in your hair? I found some beautiful feathers in the gardens last week. I wanted to have a dress like Azalea, but I couldn't do it like she has. This fabric keeps getting in the way. You didn't cut it yourself, did you? No, Father, I'm fine. I just wanted to ask you if it looks nice. No, go get changed. Fine, you can keep it. You'd better explain yourself to your mother. I'm not telling you right away. She's going to not like it. Why won't she? Because she's not becoming a princess to wear torn dress. Because it's not becoming of a princess to wear torn dresses like this. Maybe she will. Maybe you don't know. You'll see. Now scuttle off. I have some work to do. Thank you, Father. I knew you'd like it. Your Grace, farmers kept having problems with birds eating their planted seeds. The silly folk didn't think to put up a scarecrow, so I helped them with it. This seems to be enough for now. The farmers were quite happy with it. They gave me some packs of supplies in return. Your Grace, I've just returned from the forests. I found the mud bugs, but there is no sign of the lost son. The peasants seem to bear it well, though. I found a big splash. Gave some of the gold to the peasant so I wouldn't be upset about his lost son. I brought the rest to you. 2 gold. Your Grace, our village has recently been acquired by Lord Gecko. It used to be under the command of Lady Marsha, but now both lords are taking taxes from us. They are sending soldiers to collect money every week, and we can't say no to them. We've been paying double taxes for weeks. We tried talking to the lords, but they ignore us. Please, help us, Your Grace. There's nothing I can do. It's unfortunate that the lords you should try to seek the audience again. But I did. They won't listen. I thought you were a fair king. I suppose I was wrong. Ah, blast it all. My potatoes are stolen again. I'm sure someone is hiding an 8-wire in their home. How else would you explain that my potatoes keep disappearing? My grain too. That bloody village. I knew I shouldn't have moved there. Would one of your hunters help us find out who's hiding that feathery snake? Oh, that's right. Crap. I was supposed to get... Perhaps this gold will help. Take the gold and forget about your potatoes. My hunters have better things to do. Well, if you... In that case... My potatoes... Pfft, I already forgot about them. Your Grace, we found the Medovian king. The monster himself. We gave him a bit of a beating for what he did to our brothers. He got what he deserved, and there's more to come. Eric, we finally get the chance to talk. How many years has it been? I was afraid you would come one day. I didn't expect you to arrive as a king with an army. Of course not.
What are the chances that a common thug would go after a king? But I managed anyways. We took heavy losses, but your army was dismantled. There isn't a happy ending for you. Before I send you off to the headsman, tell me, why come to Devman all of a sudden? Redovia is engulfed in civil war. We have at least 2 madmen fighting over the resources. Our soil isn't like yours. It's dark and hard. Plants don't want to grow like they used to. I offered a solution, cross the mountains to find a new home. Some laughed, some chose to come along. They robbed and raped. We're not all the same. That must have been the men from other camps. Did I mention we're at civil war? These men did the same thing in my home country. These are the men we ran away from. Redovia is divided, and we can't all be tarred with the same brush. 13 years ago when you attacked us and put your blade against my throat. You must have known I wouldn't be able to keep my promise. You must have known I would have had to said anything for you to let us go. I was a different man back then. I was robbing travelers. Never thought I'd run into royals on that trail. When an opportunity arrives, I guess one can get nifty ideas. Of course, I knew you wouldn't have kept your promise, but it gave me a spark of hope. Marrying the daughter from a royal family would have meant Redovia had a shot at success on this side of the world. Having royal blood would mean acceptance from others. I didn't think we'd be honored guests straight away, of course, but I hoped it would have been enough for at least have our cursed lands at least. How did you become a king? When we last met, you were bandits on the road. How does that one go from thief to king? A king? It's quite a bit of an exaggeration, to be fair. It doesn't work like that on our side of the mountains. Some people chose to follow me, that's all. All I said was give them hope. Not everyone gets swaddled in royal silk as a baby. Some had to work for it, and that's what I did. There was a witch with you back then. She cursed me if I didn't keep the promise. Sorry about that. Aggie, she has a tendency to throw curses on people left and right. I wouldn't worry too much about it. Aggie liked to use this curse a lot. Never worked. The battle was fierce. It's quite a welcoming party you gave us for sure. When we were crossing the trail, we didn't want to fight. You left us no choice. We used whatever we had at hand. Surprisingly, we did quite well. You definitely had a surprising battle tactics I'm curious about. Ugh. Get off the ground. That's better. Fire away. Tell me about the fog. Was that magic? Like I said, we didn't want to cause any harm. The smoke caused a commotion. It's a common insect. We hoped that using a large amount would mask the passage. Naive of me that I thought that the smoke would last that long. I'd hoped by that time it would clear and we'd all be gone. When I realized the smoke was about to vanish, we had to take on a different tactic. That's when we circled your men. The huge monsters certainly brought a lot of havoc with them. Oh, you mean the transit bison? I realize these mammals are quite rare in your part of the world. They're normally big, strong. We're normally use them for transporting goods, but it turns out when properly motivated with a strong whip, they can act as pretty good cavalry. We've never seen such fire magic. What was it? You mean fire flowers? We use them to welcome the new year. As nice it is to watch them, we've also had quite a few incidents with fire spreading out of control. I thought those drawbacks would work in our favor for once. The device that nearly decided our fates. We have some creative minds on our sides. The moment the battle started, our men tried to come up with something that would help get us through. I thought what was inside was a damn trap for whoever was inside, but there were plenty of volunteers. We let them loose. It seemed like it worked well. I suppose the element of surprise did the trick. That's enough. You know I'd no other choice. You would have done the same for the ones you love, wouldn't you, Eric? Let me go and I promise we won't cause any more trouble. I don't want your daughters. Your Grace, please remember Bayron is Redovia. If you let him go, King Yedric might not help us with the battle with Atano. But if you sentence to die, King Fabian will not help us. I know this is a tough decision, Your Grace, but you should consider the benefits you'll get from each king. You may go. You've had your share of suffering. I won't add to it anymore. People told me none of the 7 kings would grant us recognition. I suppose I should have known better. At least I was partially right. You letting me go, I won't forget this. For us, surviving another day is victory. Thank you, Your Grace. By the way, it seems the Radovian has already managed to conquer a Davern's heart. My daughter seems like a good fit for your Azealia. Oh! Maya was the... Interesting. My wife's gonna be pissed about this, though.
Darling?
I've just spoken to him. And to be honest, I don't know what to think. We may have misunderstood this whole situation. Bayran never wanted to go to war with us.
What? How was that possible? They would have won if not for that avalanche.
They were looking for a new place to call home. Their country is at war.
What about Lorsulia?
He did want to marry her, to gain recognition from other kings, and build a new kingdom on the better side of the mountains. I let him go. I don't have the heart executing him after finding this out.
You did well.
He said that the witch that cursed upon many people, it never worked.
Eric, that's great news.
I'm not sure. I couldn't tell if he was just lying to save his own life.
Oh, what are we going to do?
It's your decision, honey.
We're going to go ahead with the ritual. I don't want to risk that curse befalling us.
Fine. But can you remember that you can always change your mind, alright?
Of course, sweetheart.
Well, this kind of puts us in a little bit of a tight money situation again. I'm a little concerned about going to the banker. But I kind of feel like we might have to. We're kind of, you know, stuck without money for a bit. But I'll worry about that coming up to the next part because we are going into the end of part 21. No, sorry, we're going to be starting part 21. We're finishing this part off. Part 20 is finished here. Thank you again for the support on the channel. Again, 20 episodes in. I can't believe we've actually kept this going, and we're still going to finish this off. 10 weeks until the siege, and we got at least a few more episodes to go, so keep it locked in. Hit the subscribe button, hit the bell, and follow me on my socials as well, on Twitter at the Devman2dx, and over on Twitch at the Devman2dx. Catch you in the next one.